There, I turned off the light, where I guess I dimmed the light, and I had to... I'm redoing this part because I'm freaking horrified. Hi. Hello. You don't know me, and I don't know you, but I feel like I have opinions very similar to a lot of people who don't really talk about their opinions. It's been a month. One smackaroo of a month. 30 days. I don't know if it's actually 30 days. I've never been good with math. However, what I am good with is kind of sitting down and doing nothing. Kind of just hanging out. Not really contributing the world of or politics or like opinions. I just kind of sit there like most Americans. I'm like, oh, they're doing that. They're doing a thing. I think that's how most of us are. I kind of just sit here, not really doing anything. Kind of the second time I've recorded this, I've been wanting to do it for a while because I've been just absolutely terrified because I don't want to. I don't know. I'm nervous. I've never done this before. I want to talk about something that I think a lot of people need to know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And that's kind of the point. I'm gonna be doing a lot of this. A lot of pointing. I'm a pointy guy. Damn it. I'm pissed. I don't cuss. For any of you saying you can't say pissed, if Mordecai could say it, I could say it. This Cartoon Network. I'm allowed to say pissed.
You pissed me off.
I don't know. I don't know. And that brings me to the point of this video. It's okay not to know things. I'm starting to notice, actually, it's been happening for a while. My first introduction to politics was me being... I completely forgot what I was talking about. Watch, it's called the magic of editing. I'm gonna teleport you to a timeline where I know what I'm talking about. So I get into politics, and I'm like, wonder what this whole, like, election thing's about. And you got Al Gore, and he's like, we gotta save the planet. You got George Bush, he's like, I don't negotiate with terrorists. Obama's, drone striking kids. I don't know. And I'm like, I wonder what politics is about. Cordial debates where they're like, Mr. President, I think you have a valid point. And I respect that point, but I don't think it's what the American people need. I disagree, but I respect you. You're great. And then we get to like, you're a dog. No, wrong. She's wrong. You're a dog. It's true. It's true. They said it's true. I said it's no, it's true. They said it's true. I said okay. And I was like, oh, that's pretty funny. Donald Trump becomes president. All of a sudden, everything breaks into hell. Yeah, you guys remember SJW gets owned? I remember that. I was like, whoa, awesome. I was like, oh my gosh, he called her a libtard. What? But the issue was, I got really into politics when my dad freaking beige kicked open my door the morning of the election and goes, Trump, what? I'm like, it's awesome. I'm trying to go to bed. Can you get out? That made me realize, I was like, there might be something to this. I started to have, I had opinions. And you know what? They were bad. I don't even know that. I'm not even gonna say I had bad opinions. Excuse me. I'm not gonna say I had bad opinions. What I did have, however, was no brain. Okay, so I had opinions because they were my opinions. Shut up. That was my reasoning. It was like, why? Yes, terrible reason. But, I think people kind of do that. They either reflect or like completely go to the opposite of what their parents' opinion is. And mine was I went to the opinions of my parents. And I became like hyper conservative. And I was like, wah. I had opinions when I was younger and they were stupid. Because I was like, Donald Trump's awesome. And people were like, why? And I was like, shut up, liberal. Terrible. I believed it because I believed it. That was the only reasoning I had. That was it. I was like that for a long time. And I think a lot of that was because of the people I was around. A lot of people have opinions because they have opinions. That is dumb. Sorry. Damn it. I'm getting ahead of myself. Sorry. Hi. People had opinions because they had opinions. Someone I love. Great guy. His name is... I'm not gonna say his name. I don't know how this works. The internet and such. I do live in the middle of nowhere. But I will just say, my teacher. We'll call him Running Man. So Mr. Running Man, because he ran, he was a self-avowed socialist. Which is, alright, whatever. But at the time, I was like, evil. That was the bad guys. That was, I was watching all of the SJWs get owned. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I had a teacher. So Mr. Running Man, a socialist, he was like, I'm a socialist. I was like, that's bad. And he was like, why? Well, damn it, he got me. I was stumped. I hadn't heard that one before. And so I was like, shut up. That's kind of what I did. It was really dumb. It was really stupid and ignorant. But what he did was, I had such hardcore beliefs for no reason. No reason. Well, not no reason, but I couldn't justify them. I had opinions because they were my opinions. Because. And he challenged that. And I got mad at him a lot. But he challenged it. He pushed me. And I love that about him. It was great. He genuinely wanted me. He's like, but why do you believe that? He's like, what's your reasoning? He has like simple questions that I could easily answer now, but at the time I just couldn't fathom it. And I had opinions that I don't have now. I had opinions then that I still have now, but it doesn't matter because I didn't have a thought process. I simply believed. And I started to think, because he would like embarrass me, right? So I'd be having a conversation with him. He'd say something that I completely disagreed with, and he believed we had the right to bear arms. But he's like, why do we have the right to bear arms? Because this Second Amendment. He's like, okay, why? And I was like, shut up. And I couldn't justify anything. And I'm sure there's people who at my age were smarter than me. I realized something, that as I've gotten older, coworkers, friends, especially random people on the internet, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. People just have opinions because they have opinions. Why? I learned at a young age that's dumb. I thought it was gonna be like a normal thing. I figured out, holy crap, I believe in stupid things. I should probably stop doing that. Shocked to realize that's not a normal thing. Why? So I went right, and I had, basic opinions, liberals were dumb, boo, stupid, dumb. A lot of people don't change their mindset when they get older. A lot of people don't change their stubbornness. They believe what they believe and they believe it. People do that with politics, religion, anything. They believe it. Like, no, I'm right. Or even if they're not like that, that's my opinion. Well, maybe this would change your opinion. I don't want to hear that because I don't want to change my opinion. It's my opinion. It's so degrading. I guess I'd never realized that wasn't a normal thing to like improve that. People just out here being stupid, like stupid people. And some people can't help it. I think there are genuinely some people in the world who are stupid and they will always be stupid. That's not to be mean, but you know them. Look at me. You know that one. Think about that one person. You love them. Maybe you don't. But there's that one person. And whether they were born that way, drugs, brain injury, they are limited. And they will forever be limited. And that's just the way they are. That doesn't mean they're less people. That means they're just limited. And that's fine. That's just the way it is. But there's some people fully capable of being better. I'd say majority of people fully capable of being better and simply refuse to be better. A big thing I realized is that people aren't trying to find the truth. They're trying to prove themselves right. And that's the problem, is people have already picked their sides. And that's the side they're fighting for. It doesn't matter what happens on their side. They don't talk about that. They only talk about stuff that affects that side. They will only talk about things if it harms the people they want to lose, because this is their team. That is their team. We're the good guys. Those are the bad guys. And people will just say blatantly false things for the sake of it furthers your argument, even if it's wrong and it's stupid. Even people who would consider to be on my team, if they say something stupid, I'm gonna call it out. I'm like, no, that was I'm like, no, they were right. Like, you're dumb. I think more people need to be able to do that. They need to be able to say, no, that's wrong. Like, you're wrong. You're wrong. That doesn't mean you hate the person, but people always say, yeah, this is my opinion. I challenge that opinion. They want to fight. It's immediate. For anyone out there who wants to have an actual discussion with someone about their politics, maybe not even their politics, maybe just their opinions about something. Why do you believe that? It's an immediate fight. People on the right do it. People on the left do it. It is an immediate reaction of a fight. They immediately try to fight. They get defensive because this is what I believe. This is my little hole. I'm like, I'm just gonna sit here with my opinions. That person has a stupid opinion, but that's the thing. You could also be wrong. That brings me to another point. Being wrong is not a bad thing. Not always. Not knowing something is not always a bad thing. There are plenty of examples of not knowing something. It's okay to not know something. Now, your reaction is what determines its okayness. Here's an argument that conservatives use that is, it's wrong. It is wrong. People say, didn't you know Obama? Did you not know that Obama, that guy, the drone strike guy, him. Did you not know that Obama deported more people than Donald Trump in his first term? Did you not know that? That's wrong. That's not true. It says that. Do you know why it says that? It says that because they counted people turned away at the border as deportations. That is not a deportation. Now, I know what you're saying. They turn them away from the border. That is not the same as what's going on in our country right now. Deportations of finding someone, sending them back. That is deportation. A lot of people on my team, I don't even know if I really say that, but people who lean right would kind of ignore that fact. They would, not all of them, but a lot of people would ignore that because it helps their argument. Or even worse, somebody goes, well, no, that doesn't count because Obama didn't deport that many people. They were just turned away at the border. If you go, shut up. nerd, you're part of the problem. You're having no discourse, no discussion. You're just fighting. You're just fighting. Then you're gonna be a part of like conservative-owned compilation because they're gonna be like this ignorant conservative. Boom. They're gonna be part of like liberal-owned. Bam. And you know who that helps? Nobody.
Nobody.
It's embarrassing, but it's okay to be wrong. So a good example of being wrong, if I was arguing Obama deported more people than Trump did, if somebody says that's incorrect, here's the reason it's incorrect. My response determines whether it's okay to know things or not. If my response is, shut up, I'm right, I'm part of the problem. If my response is, I've never heard of that, I'll look into that. Sure, they might take that as a, look at this dumb guy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I don't know anything. I don't know anything. Look at me. I don't know anything. I know things that people have told me or written down. Nobody knows anything. You don't know anything. You think you know it? You think you know something? You know what you know? You know what you read. I think some things you can know. You think you know stuff. So like when leftists, I like to separate liberals from leftists because not everyone who is a left-leaning progressive is a terrible person. I think leftists are extreme. Liberals are people who are like, free healthcare. I could disagree with them, but they're not firebombing Teslas because they're stupid. Nobody knows anything. People think they know things. If the things you think you know are true, great. And I'm not saying you should live your life just thinking, nope, all statistics are wrong. Everything's wrong. You can't trust anything. Bush did 9/11. Jet fuel can't melt steel beams, which is true, but it can certainly weaken them. Damn it. Obvious things. Sorry, I keep adjusting my shirt. I promise. You don't know anything. You know nothing. You know nothing. You can have evidence and facts and all sorts of goodies, but you have to realize that a lot of the stuff you know, it's subject to change. There's so many things that could just be wrong. So you should have a stance and you should have opinions backed with evidence. That's fine, but be open to the idea that you're wrong. Now, you shouldn't assume all the time, I'm wrong, I'm stupid. No, but damn it, have an opinion and then be willing to change it if evidence comes forward. Like, just be willing. Like, who cares? Being wrong is not a horrific thing. What's really bad is when you are wrong and then you double down. That's where they get the good clips from. Tasty. That's where you get this juicy, dumb OnlyFans woman gets owned by Sigma Christian man. Like, yay. Doubling down and just saying stupid things. I could totally see myself being in a debate with someone. They're like, have you considered this fact? Oh, no. So you're admitting you're wrong? No, I've just never considered that. I haven't put that into my thought process. I'll definitely do that later though. I just own that guy. Dude, shut up. And obviously they get a lot of clicks. They get a lot of views. The people who talk really, really fast and they think that's an argument, creating a horrible society. Not only for that person, but for the person they're talking with. It just aggravates them, makes them angry. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying all the people they debate with are great people. I'm sure a lot of them are terrible people. But what you're doing is you're setting up a precedent of, I am so automatically right that if I just throw enough crap at you and then you can't debate all of it. Point number one. Well, on point number one, what about point number two? Well, on point number, you never answered point number one. I think it's absolutely horrible because those same people, when presented with something, they'll just be really, really mean. People are mean. There's no talking. It's just being mean. I'm on team A, you're on team B, and I'm gonna kill you. And it's like watching Jubilee videos. It's embarrassing. Watching hyper educated people who use their education as a stance of authority and then proceed to say the most asinine thing I have ever heard in my life. And then it's embarrassing for me to have opinions because I'm a conservative. I like discussing things, and I think a lot of the things I think could be wrong, 100%. It's embarrassing for me to see someone on these shows have the same opinion as me and then not know how to defend it. They'll say something about Trump, they'll have arguments about Trump, and a liberal will be like, oh yeah? What about this thing he said? And it turns out Trump actually said that thing, and that's something to consider. That's something to talk about. You know the person on the right does? He didn't say that. Wrong. And who does that help? That helps nobody. It's okay. It's okay to not know something. If you do not know something, that is okay. Why do people get so angry? And actually, you know what? I get it. I used to be angry. I just don't know why everyone else is. I used to be an angry person. Grr, you hear? They're letting girls into the Boy Scouts. I don't care. That's the Boy Scouts' deal. But I genuinely got angry at that when it happened. I was so filled with rage and anger. I was so mad. For no reason. There's a reason, but then I reasoned out maybe I shouldn't be angry all the time. And it took a while, but this thing happened where I got older and I started thinking about things and I started having opinions based off of logic and thought through products of my own mind's machinations. And it has astonished me, all these supposedly educated people. I never went to college. I went to lineman school. I didn't want to become a lineman. Screw that. But I went to lineman school. The amount of educated people I have met who can't have a rational discussion. They just can't. I don't care what kind of an education you have. Some of the worst people in history were intellectuals or educated. It means nothing. Sure, it can have like a parameter of, hey, this guy might know his stuff, which is great. But that doesn't give you a level of moral superiority or the ability to sway facts to the side like, no, you're wrong. No, but this study said, no. Yeah. Your opinion's invalid. I graduated college like, oh, they got me. Damn, damn. Being wrong is okay. It's okay. It's okay. Hey, look at me. It's okay. It's okay. But I need to know that there is at least someone out there who thinks like I do. The amount of people who aren't even political, but get so angry, they get so mad, they get so defensive at their opinions being challenged. So defensive. So defensive. Like the fact that you are challenging what they believe is an attack on them personally. It's terrifying. Am I it? Am I the only one? Like, seriously, and the reason I'm making it now is because it is 1 month after Charlie Kirk got shot. I was not a giant fan of Charlie Kirk. He has some opinions I didn't like, and that's fine. He had a little face sometimes, which is kind of weird, but you know, I'm just glad that he lost a lot of weight and he looked more normal when he passed. That's not a joke. Well, it's kind of a joke. I make jokes whenever I'm nervous, and I'm a very joking guy, and I would admit in some inappropriate situations. I didn't make jokes after it, but since it's been a month, you know, I'm just glad he lost a lot of the weight because I'm sure there would have been far, far worse things made about him if he still had like the... I am not making this video because all my opinions are right. I'm not doing this because I'm a huge, huge fan of Charlie Kirk. I'm not doing this because I hate people who have other opinions. I am making this video because I hate evil. And the amount of evil that I saw after he got shot and that I rewatched before this video, the amount of people and the way they reacted to Charlie getting killed, I watched a man die. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't because he was trying to kill people. He got killed because he had opinions that I have. He died because of the way he thought and the way people talked about him and the evil, evil things I saw people saying. I have a fear of being wrong, and I get that. I have a fear of like getting embarrassed, and nobody wants to be publicly shamed. They're like, look at this guy, get him. Nobody wants that. But I watched those videos again. I feel like I have to try. If this means nothing, let it be. It's gone. Gone to the wind. You'll never see me again. I'll fade in the distance and the world will go on. I'll keep living in my house, keep paying my bills. That'll be it. There has been a rage, just an anger against ignorance, apathy, and evil. These horrific people, my age in college, these educated people, so they claim to be, blatantly saying false things. It's not like personally offensive, it's terrifying. These people that just can't admit that maybe something they heard on the internet was wrong. They are so outrageously determined to be right that they're right. The way adults, people I'm supposed to look up to as, oh, this person's been through life. They're in their like 40s or 50s. They've seen a thing or two. They know what's up. Just blatantly incorrect facts. Charlie said this. Oh, that sounds terrible. Then I look at the full video. Oh, he didn't say that. But you are so entrenched in your belief that this man is a Nazi that you throw it to the wind. Screw it. No, I'm right. I have a degree. I have the right opinion. Everyone agrees with me. You're wrong. You're the problem. I believe many things that Charlie believed that got him killed. I was just lucky enough to be a coward and sit in my house and keep my opinions to myself. I was lucky enough to not be an inspiration. I was lucky enough, just let it be. Other people will handle it. Doesn't matter. And now he's dead. He's gone. It's been a month. I don't know. I'm shocked that it's already been a month, but he is gone forever. I need to know if I'm alone. I need to know if I am the only one with a rational mind. Am I it? And I know I'm not. Like statistically, I'm wrong. Like there are people who believe the same as I do. And nothing would mean more to me than to find those people and to hear at least one person, just one person, tell me that they think the way that I do. Just one. I have to try. I have to try to talk to people. If somebody gets influenced outstanding. I just need to know that I'm not alone. And I want other people to know you are not alone. I feel the pain and I feel the fear. I thought about if I died, having not tried, laying on my deathbed and just regret. Not regret that I'm not successful, but regret that I never tried. Whether it means anything, I don't know. I don't want to be a self-deprecating guy that's like, oh, you don't have to subscribe to me, just a little bit. I'm just trying to get... No, screw that. If you like what I have to say, subscribe. If you genuinely like it, I don't want you to do it because of pity. Don't do that. Challenge me. If you disagree with me, challenge me. If you don't like what I have to say, throw me. Throw this away and I'll go on with my life. I'm blessed to be in an amazing country where I can make enough money to at least live. It's difficult. It can be difficult, and it's going to get harder as I go on in life. But I am very blessed to be in the situation that I am in. Under no circumstances does anybody owe me anything. I am not owed your attention. I am not owed your money. I am not owed your opinions. I'm not owed the platform. I'm not owed it. I am simply throwing my voice into the void. If I can make something out of it, great. If I can't, God bless you. I hope you have an amazing life. But if I can make something out of this, if I can fight, I want to fight against evil. That is my purpose. I want to fight against evil, against ignorance. I don't want people to fall in shame. I want them to come back to reality. I want them to genuinely change. Even if they have the completely different opinions than me, I want them to change. I want them to see things rationally. I want people to come to the light, have rational discussion. That's what I want. I don't have a lot. I mean, I rent a small house. My house is cluttered. I cleaned this part up so it would look nice. It's my cat. Support my cat. His name is Boo Boo. Ooh, big stretch. But I don't like buying things. I don't like snowmobiles. I don't like jet skis. I don't like boats, cars. I'm not into that. I don't like things. I don't buy myself gifts. I don't buy soda. I drink water mainly. I eat cottage cheese instead of tortillas. That is my food. That is what I eat. I am a very boring person, and I have lived my life as a boring person for almost all of my life. So this is very terrifying. This is genuinely scary for me, but I feel something when I'm doing this. I'm scared because I'm scared of failing. That is my biggest fear, is failure. That's why I think I'm alone a lot. I don't like people seeing me fail. I think it shows something in my character that I did something wrong. But when I do this, I genuinely feel I feel joy. I feel happy. I feel happy doing this. If this became a job and I made enough money to just support a family, that would be awesome. That would be amazing. Whether it's doing this, if I have to just go get a job, work, have a family, awesome. Great. But if I could genuinely make a difference and show just at least a couple people that they're not alone, I could see no greater purpose in life than to dedicate myself to fighting evil and fighting for truth. I hope that Charlie can look down on us all, those who believe, those who don't believe, those who are angry, those who are sad. I hope there's a bright future for us. I genuinely hope this becomes something. If it doesn't, okay. If it's meant to be, let it be. I hope you all have an amazing today, tonight, tomorrow. And I wish you all a blessed time in your life, wherever you may be, whatever you believe. Fight for truth, fight for freedom, and keep your courage. Stay truthful. God bless you.